All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do teach and roll well, taught us 100% truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect. You came out there pushing His word in truth and sincerity. Unto those of you likened unto the speckled birds scattered to the four corners, speaking in different tongues, unto you we say Shalom. All right, this is just going to be a quick add-on, if you will, to a series I had started some time back of Never Trust Thine Enemy. All right, and basically, it's going to show, all right, how far Esau uses his media, all right, which when you go into it, all right, I believe it was the goddess of illusion, okay, in Greek mythology, all right, the deal of King Ates, the niece of so-and-so, all right, but basically an enchantress, all right, a goddess of illusion, man, all right, and that's what the media is today. It's nothing but an illusion, okay, the same way you have patents out there, send brain signals. Let me see if I could just find it. Here we go. Nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors, right? And, they put it out there in 2001, all right? But when you actually go into it, I don't remember if it was on this page or another one. Let me see real quick. Here we go. A neurological effect of external electrical fields has been mentioned by Weiner in 1958 in a discussion of bunching of brain waves through nonlinear interactions. The electric field was arranged to provide the direct electrical driving of the brain, and basically they go into the hertz, and the voltages that they use. Just like with music, we know that music is supposed to be played on a particular vibration. All right. It's been some time since I went into that. But that's why, through the Spirit, start with our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, the Lord has, had a lot of us transitioning into classical music, if you will, or pure instrumental music based off the instruments themselves, the original vibration, to which these instruments were created, for, There was something else in regards to this. That's what it was. All right. Because it mentioned the 1950s. All right. And Operation Paperclip between 1945 and 1959. All right. It was a secret United States intelligence program in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from Nazi Germany. Yada, yada, yada. And it was between this time period. And basically, they became part of every single program and establishment. And they were used to help further, Babylon's agenda, if you will, Babylon's psychological warfare, so it makes sense, when it says Weiner, because I believe that's German, that's a team and name. All right. That would make sense, between this time period, because this was also during the time period, as you see here, background of the invention. This was also during that particular time period where they had these scientists who came over and who had began conducting even more works than what, had already been done during that time period. All right. So back to the article. OK, because, for over 2 years now, now being, at the end of 2022, for over 2 years now, the whole establishment has pushed all of this information about, Donald Trump and, the MAGA people and all of this stuff. But now it's coming out that Ray Epps, okay, which when you do research into that those Senate hearings that they had, It was man, I can't remember this dude's name. Which they're all part of the same system, man. Second Esdras 11, the eagle, thy hurtful wings, thy hurtful dealings have reached unto the Almighty. All right, it's all part of the same thing. All right, but let me see, man. Senate ask FBI if Cruz. Yeah, it was Senator Cruz. He basically asked them, in the Senate hearing, all right, if this guy was a Fed, and they said, well, we can't answer that question, all right. But nonetheless, let's fast forward, all right. Ray Epps, the uncharged man, identified as a key instigator behind the yada 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 for telling people to storm the Capitol, said in a text message to his nephew that he orchestrated things according to newly released witness transcripts from the January 6th committee. All right, there's another thing about this as well. All right. Nancy Pelosi office, January 6th. People from Nancy Pelosi's office actually helped. All right, let me see if I can find it. All right, Salakia. The algorithm's been shielding her. Yeah, it's not popping up, man. The article that let me see. If I can't find it on pre-search, then we'll just keep going because Google's full of BS. Here we go. The Wali Yabashim Yoshai. All right, let's close that. This is from the Post Millennial. All right, breaking Pelosi office involved in January 6 security failures. GOP report reveals. Security officials says they had been denied again and again the resources needed to protect the Capitol. All right, which it's all BS anyway. It's all an illusion. Okay, it was all meant to rile the people up. All right, but again, this just further substantiates and proves, again, Second Esdras 11, it's all part of the same eagle. The left wing and the right wing. All right, they're all serving the same master, the elites. All right. Salakia, man. Got this stupid cough. All right. Dinesh D'Souza on January 6, 2021. Ray Epps texted his nephew to say, I was in the front with a few others. I also orchestrated it. All right. So now all of this information is coming out. At that point, I didn't know they were breaking into the Capitol. Epps told congressional investigators, adding, I didn't know anybody was in the Capitol. I was on my way back to the hotel room. So this is what he said to, the congressional investigators. But then it was found out that he was texting people. All right. And that's him on the right. All right. With the red hat. He looks like a fucking Fed, man. All right. Pardon my rude speech. Clean shaven. All right. Bald head. Camouflage-esque khaki jacket. They all have the same kind of, hunter vibe, their military garb and all that. All right. But the night before, Epps was seen going around to various groups of Trump supporters telling them they need to storm the Capitol. And this is a video of it. I'm not going to play it, all right, because clearly this guy is still walking around scot-free for 2 years. So, they're scrubbing things and, just for the sake of not having the channel struck, of course. All right. This is another individual who covered it on Twitter, Ray Epps was near the front line from the very beginning of the riot when he was whispering in Ryan Samsel's ear to when he helped push a large metal sign into the police line, for which others had been charged with felonies. No, I didn't know what was going on, is what he said, So, and then, of course, in 2021, on January 5th and January 6th, Epps explained his actions. He admitted he was guilty of trespassing on restricted Capitol grounds and confessed to urging protesters to go to and into the Capitol on January 6th. All right, but the whole time, despite the admission, the FBI never arrested Epps and was not charged by the U.S. Department of Justice with any January 6th crimes, of course, because they orchestrated it, The non-action also fueled a crop of theories that he might have been working for the FBI or another agency, and that's always the case, man, right? Even with this, matter of fact, never trust thine enemy, man, okay? They recently found this dude, Poconos. They recently found this guy in the Poconos, man, the dude that stabbed this, all right, which is, this is just programming, man. All right, they're programmed, they're conditioning the people, man. So one thing I found odd about all of this, man. Okay, this is related to the stabbing that happened at some school in Idaho. All right, so one thing I found odd is the fact that they, took this picture, in this green jacket or whatever. This is very strange, because normally when they post pictures of these people, it's normally at the moment of their arrest, or they'll provide, like a stock image from social media, and they'll, but they threw this right in your face, man, like as if he's a government shill, like a scapegoat. All right, which if you watch, because Esau, he has to put everything out there, in your face. If you watch a TV show called Hannah basically goes into how, they'll train up certain individuals, from children, even these celebrities, will have children, and that child will be groomed by the elites and by their, governing parties. And then they'll make them the new celebrity, with a fake mom, fake dad, or they might just hit them with like a Britney Spears or Paris Hilton kind of vibe, where they actually, show the connections of the families and how those particular families are connected to the elites. All right. And then another thing that was strange about this, all right, is this, the pushing of Moscow. All right. Because now they're pushing, the events of Moscow, the Moscow police, and this particular person stabbing. They're pushing this particular vibration onto the people. All right, especially in the current events going on in Moscow and Ukraine, man. All right, Russia and the Kremlin over there, man. So they're getting ready, to orchestrate some things, man. All right. So I found this very odd, man. They normally don't do this, So it truly shows that there's more to it. And then, again, he went from Idaho and he was chilling in the Poconos in PA. And that's where they found him, apparently, same with the, let me see if I can find it, actually. All right. Let's see. Okay. Crazy how they can arrest the Tate brothers for alleged human trafficking, but haven't arrested a single Epstein and Maxwell client off of the list. Exactly, man. It's all an illusion, man. Okay. Let me see here. There was a particular one. Let me see. Pizza. Okay, because pizza was trending. All right, and they basically said, he said, man, if y'all actually think, all right, that they got this guy off a box of pizza, you're delusional. Here we go. If you believe it was the pizza box that gave away his location, then you must be dumb. Like he never had to go through passport control, made credit card transactions or made phone calls. The whole thing is it's a lie. It's an illusion, man. All right. He also came into the country on a private jet. You know, so you knew, man. All right. These people knew, man. All right. Let me see. Give me one moment. It was one more. All right. Right. The agents of the Matrix want you thinking a pizza box or Greta have anything to do with what's happening. And this shows you how dumbed down the establishment is, man. All right. They can't even realize the illusions going on. Okay. Because all this little peon elitist did, she's just groomed. She's been groomed perfectly. All right. Let me go to the. All right. This is what this dude said. All right, which again, he's part of the establishment too, man. All right. He said, I have 33 cars, basically, coming at her. He said, please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. All right. And this got 227,000 likes. And then she said, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at small, yada, 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 as you see. And 4 million people liked it, So you could tell, just the establishment, man. They can't even see what's going on, They cannot see what's going on because then when you go to his page, all right, when he did the, let's see. All right, when he released the video, this particular video is where the pizza box was. Again, the elitists, they show you, man. All right. And if you recall correctly, all right, some time back, okay, Lord's will, this pops up. There was a whole so-called conspiracy about certain things in the elites, yada, yada, yada. And we don't even have to get into it, man. But ultimately, again, this was just to show you how deep the witchcraft, the illusion, the enchantments is, and how dumbed down the people are to it. They don't know what's really going on, man. All right. And that girl, Greta Thornburg or whatever, and Tate, they're nothing but elitists, pawns of the elite, I'm sure they have, they're behind the scenes meetings together and yeah, you do this and you do that and it'll be great because, that's how, hey, order out of chaos, So let's go ahead and get Sirach. The point's been made. All right. Alrighty. The point has been made, man. Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right. And never trust thine enemy with anything, man. All right. It says a wise man will fear in everything. All right. Because we're constantly watching, not having fear of, but fear in the sense of, being aware. Right. Like not fearing, being arrested, but fearing, going off, fearing, doing something stupid to warrant such actions, fearing Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, having faith to get through whatever it is that you have to go through. That's part of our life. All right. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Exactly. And his horns are showing more and more because they ready to come down. They about to come down very hard, man. That's why I noticed over the past few weeks, if you just go on Netflix, it's all these new shows, these new TV shows about magicians and magic and warlocks. And they're pushing that vibration very, very heavy, man. The same with just like we saw, man. The illusion, of a pizza box somehow exposing, this dude's location. All right, as if he didn't fly in with a private jet. He hasn't been calling people. He hasn't been doing interviews all over the world. Now all of a sudden, so it just shows, man, shows the sleight of hand, the mastery of tricks and illusions that all of these celebrities and pawns and, high level, warlocks and key players of the establishment, if you will, on how easy they are to use the system, to their advantage. All right, verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, and any such as come nigh wild beasts? Exactly, man. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Even that philosophy, man. You took a bite into that apple. Now you're poison. Ain't nobody going to pity you, man. All right? You took the serpent's poison. You injected it in you. All right? Ain't nobody going to fucking pity you. You did just like Eve did, man. All right? You did just like the wicked men in Maccabees did. You're doing the same, nothing new under the sun. All right? And that's what these people do, man. Okay? They feed into the philosophy, the propaganda, the illusion, all right? The lifestyle, all these different things, man. All right? And all that is being bitten by the serpent. You're allowing the serpent to bite into you. To suck your blood, take your soul, or you willfully, like with the jab, you willfully insert his, his fangs in you, man. So one that goeth to a sinner is defiled with him in his sins. Who will pity? Exactly, man. There's no pity for you people. You got people who every single morning at 5 o'clock, they turn on the news like it's glue, and that's what they adhere to. Ain't nothing wrong with watching it. You have to be a watchman, right? You have to watch what's going on. Part of that is reading the news, staying up on current events, doing these different things, but you chew the meat, spit the bone. All you idiots out here, man. Americans are the most stupid people, but especially you Jakes. You chew the meat and the bone, and then you wonder why your insides is jacked up, man. Meaning your spirit, your mind, your lahab. Because you're indulging you're indulging in all of it, man. Being gluttonous, if you will. All right, and that's just that's that's in the manner of which you eat from this dude, from the serpent. That doesn't even include all the other wickedness that isn't directly influenced by the system, if you will. Like adultery, like lying, like all these other things, because Jake was doing that before the establishment of Babylon, right? Of Babylon the Great, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. This is the one that I wanted to get. Sirach 12:16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Exactly, and that's what they do. Spake as a dragon, right? In one aspect, they'll say this, that, and the third. Like we just brought out for 2 years. They was doing, Trump this and Trump, which again, Trump's part of the establishment too, man. Don't get it twisted. All right. He works in tandem with those small hats. All right. But now it's coming to find out that the FBI and some other organizations were the ones that orchestrated all of it, man. And you see how these Babylonians, man, they're just fucking morons. But you see how they've pushed this narrative for over 2 years and however many months, But that's the thing about his media, his illusion. Once they push it out there, it doesn't matter. The damage is done. Okay? The people are programmed. Once, like the Matrix, when they're plugged in, once they get that serpent's poison in them, once they get that charagma, that chip in them, that manner of thinking, those demons that manifest into these people and control them, on the left-hand side to remain in tandem with the left-hand side, it's over. It don't matter if they're bringing out, now, he said he orchestrated, the FBI won't confirm that he's actually a federal agent. As if he wasn't, they just say, no, we don't have nothing to do with this guy. See? All an illusion, man. So imagine And the point of all this, especially with all the events that have taken place in 2022, and like we may mention with that Idaho situation, and the stabbing took place in Moscow, Idaho. Then he ended up over here and goddamn poking. It's all conditioning. It's all programming, man. So imagine what they about to. They've been doing some BS, man. You had Zelensky, the Ukraine, rat, who just came over to Washington. Met with Biden, met with the CIA. Cooking up some things, man. Imagine what they about to bring down in 2023. The Lord's about to let them orchestrate all of, the things and hey, man. And we look forward to it, man. Okay? We look forward to it, man. All right, so in closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, great millstone, peace, love, and salutations to the Lord's elect. Until next time, we say shalom.